Now guys, check out this clip.
I've never understood the point of wearing an expensive watch, and I never will. Wearing your wealth is doing nothing other than asking to get mugged. Nothing else beyond that. And if you're wearing one to get attention, the only attention you're gonna get are from other watch nerds. Basically dudes. The only reason people do it, in my opinion, is because they're insecure, and you'll never convince me otherwise. That, or it's for dudes still playing status games, you know, caring about what other people think. And regardless of the reasons of why it's being worn, the risks vastly outweigh the reward. I think the most fair question to ask in this situation is, imagine a world where you are the only human left. Everything else is the same. The only difference is you're the only remaining human. Would you still wear that expensive watch every day?
I'm someone that wears my timepieces while I'm home alone doing nothing. I'll even spend time with my timepieces alone, whether it's winding it, setting it, cleaning it, just things like that. Just bonding and connecting with this watch. What this guy said when it comes to people buying luxury watches and buying it for other people, he's absolutely right. I'm here to tell you guys that most people do not care about your luxury watch. They don't care about your Rolex, your AP, your Richard Mille, your Vacheron. They really don't care, especially strangers, just people that you walk past in the streets or co-workers or whoever. And the ones that do care, as the guy said, are only watch nerds. Guys, only men that are into watches, and some women. And for the women that do give you attention for your timepieces that aren't really watch girls or watch people, those are the wrong women to even entertain. You really have to be careful and pay attention to who you're really trying to impress. Most people, like I said, don't care. And the only thing you're really going to generate with a lot of people is jealousy and envy. And trust me, you guys don't want to have that type of energy coming towards you.
Nice. Jesus. That is really super. How'd a nitwit like you get so tasteful?
I can't believe that Bryce prefers Van Patten's card to mine.
And if it is that you're someone that's insecure, so you buy these luxury watches and wear it so other people could look at you and give you feedback, if you're looking for that external feedback, stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Work on yourself and get to a point where you buy things, you purchase luxury watches, whether it's watches, cars, or anything, you purchase it for you. I believe that that's gonna make you ultimately at the end of the day feel more fulfilled. Looking for external feedback, trust me, you're just wasting your time. You're just chasing the wind. You're not gonna catch that long-term fulfilled feeling. You will get that short-term burst of satisfaction of feeling, you know, like you're the man or you're the woman or whatever, by the impressions and the reactions of other people, and mostly strangers. But like I mentioned previously, guys, when it comes to people being impressed and reacting to your timepiece or whatever luxury goods you have to understand that mixed in with all of that happy type of look reaction is a little bit of jealousy and envy.
Wow.
Oh, God.
You lucky bitch.
And I said again that you don't want to have that type of energy around you. That type of energy around you leads those people to do bad things, whether it's try to take it from you or kill you or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of scenarios that could happen for people that envy the things that you have. I truly like to believe that I'm a humble guy.
Cap.
Yes, I love Rolexes and APs and all these expensive watches, but I do appreciate the smaller things, the simpler things in life. And I love to consider my Omega Constellation to be one of those simple things. This Omega Constellation 168.005 is a fine timepiece. It actually gets the job done for me. At a 34mm size case, it's just something that's simple and small on my wrist. For those that know, they know that this is a beautiful timepiece with an excellent movement that Omega made. Now, does it get the attention that a Rolex Datejust or a Rolex Submariner gets? No. But do I want that type of attention? No. I want to get the attention from actual watch people, watch nerds that know timepieces, that know what they're looking at. I really don't want the fanboys of the Rolex Submariners and the hype people to know what I have on my wrist, really. One last point I want to make is when it comes to flexing. Guys, I'm no saint. I'm all for a little bit of flexing here and there. We all go through that phase, honestly. But let's just make sure that that phase is short-lived. Don't go through your whole life term collecting watches, your whole collecting journey trying to flex. You're just going to be wasting your time. You're going to be wasting your money. And like I said previously, guys, you want to feel fulfilled in the things that you own, the things that you buy. You have to try and figure out what's at the root. What's the root cause or the root desire for you buying the timepieces that you buy? And once you start to think about things like that, you're going to actually make wiser decisions in your purchases. Because something you guys need to think about when it comes to actually flexing, a big flex is not having what the next man has. So when it comes to Rolex, let's just say Rolex, but this applies to AP, Pateks, a lot of these timepieces that a lot of people go after, a lot of these hype pieces. When you think about it, guys, a lot of people, the majority of people have these timepieces. Let's just say a Rolex Daytona, a Rolex Samaritan, a Rolex GMT Batman. A lot of people have it. Yes, Rolex do try to give the perception that these watches are rare and hard to get, but they really are not. You could get it on the secondary market today, tomorrow, yesterday. They really aren't hard to get. So that watch that you think you're flexing just because it's expensive, you actually look kind of stupid, because in all honesty, we really do overpay for a lot of these timepieces, especially if you purchased it on the secondary market. So what's a real true flex? A real flex is buying a watch that a lot of people can't get. That's rare, that's hard to find. And I think the easiest way to do this is to get into the vintage watches, because a lot of vintage timepieces are hard to get, or it could be that it's hard to come across another one that looks like one that you have. So something for you guys to think about if you're not in the vintage space. If you're always just collecting modern timepieces, that's something you guys need to break away from and add a little bit of range in your collecting. Don't just collect modern timepieces. Have at least maybe 2 to 5% of your collection be vintage. Trust me, you won't regret it. We gotta truly appreciate watches and timepieces for what they are. Stop looking at them as items to flex and for external feedback. We need to appreciate watches as artwork. They are actual pieces of art. Don't just look at it as a flex item. Now, there's multiple ways you guys could actually develop a passion for timepieces. You could get into the movements, you could get into the craftsmanship of the case, the dial, like Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary is someone that purchases timepieces based on the dial and other things, but mostly the dial. He's someone that looks at the dial and say, that's the watch I want, just because the dial stands out to him.
It deserves to be in the collection. And so I'm looking forward to doing more with Moser, but I need piece uniques. I need storytelling. I need amazing dials. There's no more room in the vaults for production watches. I'm done. I need piece uniques.
I have a couple more questions.
When it comes to timepieces, guys, there's a lot that goes in it. There's a lot of design, craftsmanship, and engineering that we need to respect. It's not just a tangible item that just magically appeared. It took a team of people to put this timepiece together, and it took a lot of work. So us, the consumer, we really need to appreciate the timepiece for what it is and try to understand what goes in on the back end to actually get this timepiece in front of us. So I want you guys to actually do research. Try and figure out what it is that you guys like about watches. It could just be the external factor of the watch. You guys really don't have to get into the movements and trying to figure out what types of movements you like and the parts and all these types of stuff. You don't have to. You can get into watches and just try to understand functions and overall design, like the case design, the dials. And I think a lot of people get into functions, like let's say chronograph functions, and only collect chronographs. That's something you guys can get into. But anyways, guys, I don't want to talk too much. Hopefully you guys understand the point that I'm trying to make, that you guys need to get into watches and love the watch yourself. Love the watch that you buy and enjoy it without needing or wanting external feedback to feel good about the watch that you have. Comment down below your opinion on everything I've said. Remember, guys, to give the video a like, share it, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And stay tuned for the next video.